All right, last question. We're into this, pushing this notion of inferior normal goods. When I talk about inferior normal goods, I'm talking about changes in income affecting them, all right, for the most part. Let's talk, it says number 10. It says soup is an inferior good if A, the demand for soup falls when the price of a substitute for soup rises. Wait a minute. The price of a substitute for soup rises. That would actually cause the demand curve for soup to increase. All right. So what's a substitute for soup? I don't know. Maybe you can think chowder might be a substitute for soup, or salad as an appetizer is a substitute for soup. So if salads go up, the demand for soups would probably increase. It wouldn't decrease. So A is definitely wrong. Let's go to B. The demand for soup rises when the price of soup falls. That's that trick question again. All right. They're trying to get you to make sure you understand the difference between a change in demand and a change in quantity demanded. If they said to you, the price of soup, 10, the demand for soup rises when the price of soup falls. So the price of soup falls, P0 to P1. There's a decrease in the price of soup. And the quantity demanded of soup rises. There's no question the quantity demanded increases. We went from here to here, but not because the demand curve shifted. Only because you moved along the demand curve to increase your quantity demanded. It's not an increase in demand, okay? So that answer is out. Let's go to C. The demand for soup slopes upward. Soup is an inferior good if the demand for soup slopes upward. An upward sloping demand curve doesn't really exist in our theoretical constructs here for the demand curve. It just, you're saying that when price rises, people buy more. We do not believe that in economics. So you can eliminate that one. The demand for soup falls when income rises. Again, if soup is an inferior good, a good that people don't really, they have it because they can't afford other things, then when the income rises, the demand for soup is going to fall. Here's D0. Here's price. All right, we're in the market. We got a supply of soup I'll draw here. S0. And now they're saying the demand for soup falls if it's an inferior good. And what happens is people get more income. And because of their income going up, they buy less soup because they don't like soup as much. And they substitute expensive salads or whatever it is, or antipastas or whatever, okay? So the demand curve for soup decreases when incomes rise. Inferior good. Again, inferior goods simply mean the demand curve moves in the opposite direction from income. Income rises, demand for inferior good falls. Income falls, demand for inferior goods rises. Okay? So again, in recessions, people probably eat more soup than they do when things are expanding. All right, we'll stop there. That is 10 questions we've completed for Chapter 4. It's an incredibly important chapter. Again, I can't emphasize it enough. Make sure you're comfortable with this. The things we've emphasized is changes in supply and demand, ambiguous equilibrium. In other words, when you shift the two curves, one will result in an unambiguous change in price or quantity. The other change will be ambiguous. Okay, that's important. And the other aspect, changes in quantity demanded versus changes in demand. A key issue here, one's a movement along the demand curve. That's a change in quantity demanded. The other is a shift in the demand curve. That's a change in demand. I'll stop there. We're done Chapter 4. I'll see you for Chapter 5.